drip, brand new emeralds, you seeing the bling. Got people in my shadow trying to control the chaos I bring. Let this beat sting, now that charm me, both their wings revealed. The money keeps on flying to me, I'm a living lightning shield. Watch them peel out once the laser on this pose on. My whip moves so fast, you think it's fueled by hyper go on. So long, have your body ripped apart by photons. From this laser beam, been Omega, your set gets rolled on.
All these little buddies talking my metal, turn them to badness. Robotnik in the gym when I carry, it's time for action. Now playing Sega tennis, but no, we causing a racket. My rounds will never be missing like Sonic homing attack. You want some phonies and clones of me. Metal Sonic jokes to me. Shadows of my presence, you could've messed with my classics. Been at it for generations, you fail at what you're supposed to be. Married to the game, so no wonder they say my goal is rigged.
We keep running, see me flying through the pods, and our enemies are praying for the drive. But we keep running, cause even when you're on top, gotta keep the speed going, never stop. Show you that we give it all we got when we roll the road.
Hey, yo, Tails, go give me a chili dog, man. On the jet deck, sets up astronomic, let these gats sing. It's so polyphonic, slowly turned demonic. Memphis demonic, wrist on super silver, got so limos all upon it. Smoking chronic, eyes on Freeway Sonic. All my stats are broken, I came out the Archie comics. This G-O-N will leave your crew demolished. Neck on perfect chaos, much you will not be forgotten. With my dark brotherhood, you talk with shells, they'll drown you. Got quite the magic hands, you can ask the ladies round you. Gone off the chemicals, I'm off of the plant. Keep more metal than E-Series robots, don't make these go bland.
I feel like Sonic whenever I hop on the beat, man, you boys can't catch up. I put my soul in this music while even with soul and roots, you couldn't match up. That's a burning blaze when I'm spitting, the mission is terminate my opposition. Habitually beat the brakes of competition, and silver come after me like I'm the trigger of iblis. Blinking you easily miss this, now that the wind keep a blade on my hip quick. Green on me like Master Emerald, and you Angel Island the way you get lifted. He to his chassis in secret rings, when it happens so fast you ain't see a thing. I said he to his chassis, not seen again, like Eggman, they ain't happy to see me win.
Flying through the pods, and our enemies are praying for the drive. But we keep running, cause even when you're on top, gotta keep the speed going, never stop. We keep running, 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 running. Don't stop gunning for the #1 spot. We gon' show you that we give it all we got when we roll the road.
I'm not above that, but I feel like Psycho's boomerang, I always come back. Who gon' put a stop to me? Ain't no one who done that. I've seen me induct that, they won't get a run back. Water try my fit, huh? That mean I got drip, huh? I don't got a band, keep a toolie on my hip, huh? Ain't a shot I miss, every time I drop a hit, huh? You ain't topping this, guess by now that's common sense, huh? I feel like gang, don't matter which way you bend it, I stay in my element, huh? We cannot hang, ever since I got a dub, I said that is my president, huh? Don't understand, y'all just be talking all day, but got nothing to merit it, huh? Been at the plan, not trying to stay in my village, y'all move on to better things. I'm what they aspire to be, ride it out, but cannot make them fly to me. Haters claim that they fly, already eclipsed them. It don't seem like they got it to me. I swear too many ladies been plotting on me. Shawty skipped ABC straight to what in the D. I shook me her movement, she still got a man. I jacked her low key, now she loving on me. Now she loving on me, now she loving on me. And if she look like Suki, she coming with me. Cause I need me a chick who know all about the green. That matching my vibe with sarcasm and meat like. I'm high off the juice and I feel fine, knows that Cody, I'm living a sweet life. If we're talking a leader or captain, and I'm what they using to define, A-okay. Falling off, I'm not above that, but I feel like Psycho's boomerang, I always come back. Who gon' put a stop to me? Ain't no one who done that. I've seen me induct that, they won't get a run back. Falling off, I'm not above that, but I feel like Psycho's boomerang, I always come back. Who gon' put a stop to me? Ain't no one who done that. I've seen me induct that, they won't get a run back. Too many tried to fold the up on my name, but now I've had enough. My life used to be tough, but now I'm like tough, I made it out the mud. See, I got the mark of the wise, not for riding no wave, but we're rocking the whole damn boat. If you take a wrong step, we move like a Tara, getting it back in blood. Too many tried to throw dirt up on my name, but now I've had enough. My life used to be tough, but now I'm like tough, I made it out the mud. See, I got the mark of the wise, not for a wrong step, we move like a Tara, getting it back in blood. Hey, falling off, I'm not above that, but I feel like Saka's boomerang, I always come back. Who gon' put a step to me? Ain't no one who done that. I'm see me and dunk that. They won't get a what? Falling off, I'm not above that, but I feel like Saka's boomerang, I always come back. Who gon' put a stop to me? Ain't no one who done that. I'm see me and dunk that. They won't get a run back.
They wanna talk, but they ain't gonna harm me. Roll right through with the green wasabi. I do a big tsunami. Man, I feel like a kami. Spit so sweet, but the flow umami. They just mad that they late to the party. I do a big tsunami. Man, I feel like a. Tell me they wanna talk, but they ain't gonna harm me. Roll right through with the green wasabi. I do a big tsunami. Man, I feel like a kami. Spit so sweet, but the flow umami. They just mad that they late to the party. I do a big tsunami. Man, I feel like a kami. Yeah, don't deserve to share in my greatness. Every track I make is so sacred. Them just facts that can't be debated. I got men amending their statements. Go complain and say I ain't made it. On their page but state that they hate it. So I shame my name on their playlist. Claim that Ross has been overrated. Rather be overrated than you. Ain't got the DPS to get through. Sick of their own debated. I got leave and waited. Got important work to tend to. You're on my land and now the rent's due. We order off for different menus. Wasting their money and studio time, but can't beat the beats I made in bedroom. They wanna talk but they ain't gonna harm me. Roll right through with the green wasabi. I do a big tsunami. Man, I feel like a kami. Spit so sweet but the flow umami. They just mad that they late to the party. I do a big tsunami. Man, I feel like a kami. I feel like a kami. I feel like a deity. I feel like a kami. These rappers all pray to me. I feel like a kami. I feel like a deity. I feel like a kami. So what do you wanna say to me? I ain't gonna sympathize when they can put up the rules like they missed the mime. And never impolite, I do it business like, but I'm gonna ride for the green like the district line. So sick of these kids online, be lacking wit or rhymes. They're making leapfrog music like it's Fisher Price. Talk big, but they ain't what the killer bite. I got so little time, so I got maxed out the bank, but I spent no rubies. Good with my words, not a dent on Susie. Man, what I told, but he went all moody. Say they close, but he never knew me. They would have penned so loosely. Got more blocks than the Lego movie. Losing the head like Louis. I got my crew on the dead like Luffy. So decent, check my Steam, I got better achievements. Get at me and then air my grievance. Peasantry, they gon' swear allegiance. What you say is treason, God or not, you're gon' face your demons. I broke the scales and I made them even, so I guess I'm gon' stay repeating. Tell me they wanna talk, but they ain't gonna harm me. Roll right through with the green wasabi. I do a big tsunami. Man, I feel like a kami. Spit so sweet, but the flow umami. They just mad that they late to the party. I do a big tsunami. Man, I feel like a kami. I feel like a kami. I feel like a deity. I feel like a kami. These rappers all pray to me. I feel like a kami. I feel like a deity. I feel like a kami. So what do you wanna say to me?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go quickly unmute that. And let me go into the just chatting for a little bit. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My microphone is not wanting to work with my character. Okay, let me go make sure that's set up. But what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Today for you guys, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're not playing video games today, but however, we are going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to turn down the music in my ears, because holy cow, Westage rapping fast is crazy to me. But I'm going to just turn down, I might turn on Spotify list. Hello. See if I can get that bumping a little bit. There we go. Okay, so it's like barely going. Okay, I might have to go find some like lo-fi or something for this video, for this stream, I guess. But what's up, ladies and gentlemen? So today for you guys, we're going to be doing something a little different here on the page. I don't typically do a lot of the tier list stuff. I don't typically do a lot of this stuff, but this is kind of the one of the only ways I can think of that I can cover movie topics on stream without getting DMCA'd, alongside like playing like license-based games. But yeah, this week we're doing, this month, I guess, we're starting Pixar month, where we play a lot of Pixar games. If you guys don't know what Pixar is, or if you're unfamiliar with the name, you know the movies, Toy Story, Monsters Inc., Wall-E, Incredibles, like, all those movies. I'm going to do my best to cover as many Pixar games as I can on the channel. And so I actually got a couple of Pixar games ready, locked and laid to go. Whoa, wait. Creative waited with 1 viewer. Did we get a wait actually? We haven't gotten a notification that we got waited. Ayo? I've heard Wall-E, so let's do this. If we actually just got waited, that would be funny. But, what's up, Jake Creative? How's it go, brother? What's up, Ethan? I heard Wall-E, so let's do this. Heck yeah. So yeah, we got a Pixar. Yeah. Dan, just messing with you. I just did a text-to-speech. I gotcha. Yeah, I, for some reason thought it, like, you sent the text-to-speech as you waited, and I was just waiting for my activity fee, because I'm right now looking at my activity fee. I was just waiting for that to just switch, and then I can immediately, like, go through it. But, yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, I am kind of sorta stalling a little bit, because we do have a buddy that, I've invited to talk about this tier list with. To kind of bounce off, but I don't even stream on Twitch. Dude, you can do a multi-stream. You can get that StreamYard. Or what is it? Not StreamYard, what is it called? It was something I used for a while. Because now Twitch allows for oh, wait. Wah. There we go. Twitch now has a thing where, like, you can officially, like, if you want to get, like, verified on Twitch, you can now stream to multiple platforms. So you could very well get one of those, I forgot what the website's called off the top of my head, but you could beam it to multiple ones if that tickles your fancy. Because I also do know that you do live streams over on TikTok too, Jake, so. But, yeah, so we are going to get everything started here. I'll show you the tier list I am going to be working with, just so we can get started. Also, human transformation! Woo! I'm right here. Good to know. I'll look at it. But yeah, so let me quickly go like this. I gotta minimize OBS. Gotta minimize that. And also I hear my roommates going through. Human. A human. Bop. Well, whose emo is that? Oh, it's just a global emote? That's funny. But yeah, so let me go fix something real quick. Let me go, where's OBS? I gotta find OBS. There we go. But this is kind of the layouts. We got a bunch of movies. Not really in order. I am going to save a couple of films for when Wild Human appeared. Also, what is my chat at? Why is chat being lame sauce? Let me go undo that. There we go. And then I also need to go add in okay, group is set up. So theoretically, when people join the Discord, I should be able to do it, but I'm actually going to double check and see if he's still live, because he did say that it's going to I'm going to pseudo overlap when he went live, so. Children in the cold blood, down in the cold blood, plus ultra. I love, I forgot who rapped on that track. I know Zach B was the one that did it, but I forgot who the other one was. I don't even think you can even really hear the music, unfortunately. I just have the music low enough just so I can hear it. Let me just listen to this song. There we go. Let me go double check. Would that be under his announcements? I think. Okay, there we go. Announcements. There we go. Nope. What, that going live notification. Okay, cool. I want to double check and see if he's still alive. But yeah, how is everyone doing? Did you guys have a good Easter? Hopefully you guys had a fantastic Easter. And if you didn't, well, or if you don't celebrate Easter, well, hopefully you had a good day regardless, because my day was kind of good. I'll say overall it was pretty good, but it was a lot of crazy near the end. So I'll keep on running. I'm going. Oh, Sora's there. Heck yeah. Sorry, I saw Sora and Trixie in live. I'm like, heck yeah. I'm just double checking. Oh, I guess I could have just typed in the name. No Okay, yeah, they're still alive. Okay, so while he's finishing up, let me see. He's been going for a while, so I guess yeah, I just pinned him in that, so we can kind of get started here. Yeah. I love that emote so much. Twist was a good Easter? Heck yeah, that's good to hear. I'm glad you guys had a good Easter. Okay, so apparently chat is just not wanting to walk. We're gonna go see living day by day. Let me go like this. I'll do it my way. Don't worry what we like by fear. There we go. Now let me see if let me go see if chat's wanting to walk. There we go. There's the chat. Jeez Louise, why are you huge? Okay, let me go change you down a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna reach for the stars. Dude, a lot of people, like, nowadays, because of Color's Ultimate, have, like, dogged on, like, the music in that. But the music in that is so good, in my personal opinion. So, yeah, let me go quickly make sure everything should be ready. Let me go make sure also my Facebook is off, because I don't want Facebook notifications going off. Where the heck is Messenger? We're gonna reach for the stars tonight. Ooh, heck yeah. She finally bought it. That is hilarious. Okay. I personally haven't heard any bad Sonic songs. Exactly! Like, other than, like, I think I can kind of, I don't really like as much the Sonic CD stuff. But, like, Sonic CD is still a good soundtrack. It's just not the best. Like, if like, it doesn't, like, in my personal opinion, there's not bad Sonic songs. There's just, like, okay songs. And then there's, like, really good. But yeah, a lot of people really do hate the music. Also, I apologize if that happens. I still don't know how to turn that off. That's the reflective, refresh thing that on my camera. So it's going to occasionally just shut off for like 2 seconds, and I'm going to look like I'm going to freeze frame. But I got tagged. Nope, I didn't get tagged in that. But yeah. So yeah, without further ado, chat, why don't we just minimize here, and we're going to just kind of get started with this. Let me go kind of do this. Also, I am going to be recording as well, so I can put this into a supercut to put on YouTube. So let me go kind of let me go get some lo-fi playing just so we can let me see if 1 second. Does Game Chops do Sonic lo-fi? Or just, I guess we can just you know what, we're gonna do Zelda and Chill. Why not? That's a good playlist that's gonna be low enough, so I want to go to keep that down a little bit. Hello YouTube in advance. If music or songs are good, if the music or song is good and game is bad, it's fine, but both are bad. Oh boy. Yeah, I guess Sonic Chronicles is kind of bad, but alright, let me go quickly. I'll make a pen. This is being recorded. I can spell for YouTube. Sorry if I miss chat. Smiley face. There we go. Alright. And also, we are under a tornado watch, so if this recording doesn't end up working or whatever, if anything happens to this video, to this VOD, whatever, I will restart and do kind of like a restart of the tier list, and maybe I'll have different opinions than recording one. But just letting everyone know, we are under a tornado watch. We are safe right now. There's not a tornado warning. It's just a tornado a tornado watch. So again, we're going to keep it. We're going to hope and pray that everything goes smoothly, and yeah, hopefully nothing bad happens while we're live streaming. Oh, just all throughout this. So anyway, glad you're safe. Heck yeah. Okay, let me go do a quick thing real quick just so I can see if he tags in. Oh god, Waspnado. Nah, Waspnado. Dude, we don't need any more of that craziness. Okay, let me go like this. Minimize that. We're gonna minimize OBS. And I'm just going to pretend that the camera's working. Actually, I forgot to hit record on my thing, so let me go quickly. Alright, do that. So. Alright. We're going to be starting recording in 3, 2. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, right here on the second page, Trouge Stash. This is a Trouge Stash original, Netflix original. But hello, ladies and gentlemen. So today for you guys, we are going to be doing the Pixar tier list and reviews, ranking and reviewing all of the Pixar masterpieces. I'm a big Pixar fan. I love a lot of the movies. I love a lot of the shows. I guess they don't technically have a lot of shows. I love a lot of the movies. A lot of the early development team, the history behind it. I love it. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Trouge Theory. Oh my gosh, my chat is going crazy. Yes, we are live here on twitch.tv/jcreative. And so, yeah, also, sorry I have the camera like this. While I'm like, the camera's right here, screens are right here. So I'm going to be looking back and forth a little bit, but that's just because my desk is kind of a mess and I don't want to deal with all that. But without further ado, let's do it. So, I am going to have a special guest pop in. Oh, maybe I guess got tagged in something. Maybe that's them. No, that was a different folder. Alright, so a special guest will be joining us in probably the middle of this recording, hopefully, if plans do go according to plan. But, yeah, so I'm going to leave some of my spicier ones until they show up. But, for right now, we're going to just kind of, gosh, where are we going to start? I'm going to start with The Good Dinosaur. Instant bad. Okay, so here's the thing. If plans are planning. So here's the thing with Good Dinosaur. It's a tech demo. It's literally a tech demo. It's a paper-thin story, which I guess, this is going to be kind of my whole thing, is I'm going to try to review it. I only watched this movie like 3 times. And the rest of the times it's been like background noise if like my siblings are watching it. But The Good Dinosaur to me was like, okay, it looks good. Graphics, like graphically and technologically, it looks beautiful. I think it's one of Pixar's more beautiful films. But the thing is, and this is something I'm going to be bringing up a lot, is that Pixar is really good at storytelling and art. The art, one of my favorite quotes from the unfortunate John Lasseter is, "The art challenges technology and technology inspires the art," which that is a good mantra to have when you're making films, especially animated films, because like, you want to be able to tell a good story. Like, that's the thing with like films, is that your story is first, and then all the other stuff is secondary, in my personal opinion, or thirdary, if you will. But never watched it, but it looked bad to me. Jake, this movie is like legit. Like, it's so. 1 second, I'm going to do this. 1 second, let me go like this real quick. I want to do my best to kind of just show trailers to the movies I'm talking about, and then hopefully go on from there. The Good Dinosaur. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to mute this just because, again, I don't want copyright after me. Let me go. What is like a trailer? Let me just type in trailer. There we go. So, like, let me go start playing the trailer. Let me mute it. So, essentially, what happens in this movie is, like, the idea that what if the meteor passed the dinosaurs, so like humans started like living with dinosaurs, and it's it's super vanilla. It's not as creative as something along the lines of Toy Story, Monsters Inc., The Incredibles, like all the bigger like and stuff. And honestly, like I feel like they could have done a much better job with this movie. They could have told a really good story with it, but they did end up telling a really good story. It does look good though. And unfortunately, like I said, it's just kind of very bland. It's kind of a forgettable movie. So that's why I'm like, it's in the bad tier, because unlike a lot of these other movies, I will have a lot more to say about it. The Good Dinosaur, I have next to nothing to say about it. And that's kind of the same with Luca. It's just, the Luca, to me, and this is going to be something that I feel like is going to get me on a hit list, because apparently people love this movie. It just seems like a generic Disney movie. It doesn't have that Pixar spark to it, you know? And it just seems very, like, it seems very forgettable. I don't even really know the story too much. I've watched this movie, like, twice, and I still don't know the story. Again, very forgettable. If you like this movie, this is, of course, a movie that a lot of people do like. I'm not, like, saying, hey, yo, it's, like, the worst thing ever, but it's like in between Good Dinosaur. We'll get to the worst of the worst, don't worry. But why don't we talk about something a little different? Let me go. You know what? We're going to do Soul. This was a newer end film. Soul, it to me is pretty good. I think this was one of the best Pixar movies to come out since Inside Out and Coco. I think it goes Coco and then Inside Out. We'll probably get to it. But in that span of time in the 2010s, where like Pixar was mostly doing sequels, this original like story really did take me by storm. Also, I keep forgetting to full screen this. I apologize, future time, for having to edit this. The full screen just makes it look a little bit nicer. But anyway, I liked Soul when I watched it. Yes, I never watched it before, huh? That's I will recommend it. I will recommend giving it a watch. I feel like a lot of the newer movies doesn't have the same Pixar magic. Oh, we will get to that. We will get to that, good sir. I have some things to say. But, yeah, Soul to me was... It had a lot of... And this is going to sound like... This is going to be the Incredibles thing. I'm going to be like, it's incredible! But, no, Soul has a lot of heart and soul to it. And I just liked a lot of the characters. I like the themes of it. The entire idea of like death and life and trying to tackle that is a really good like. It was a really like interesting way of telling the story. And like I said, it's a very creative pun. Oh, puns! I see you out there with the Trixie emotes. But, I'm going to yeet it into the good category. It's really good. You know what? I'll yeet that into great, actually. It's a movie that I truly believe that, it has a lot of that, like, early Pixar feel, like, in the 2010s, when you had a lot of people, doing this. Those are British Trixie emotes. One day, I'll make that emote. Reach 400 followers, and I will get a Trixie emote of just British Trixie. I want to save a couple of the big boys. Because, like, A Bug's Life to me is a big boy. I have history with that one. But I want to save that one for when my guest shows up. Why not? Turning Red. I'm going to yeet this into the good category. I think it's good. I think Turning Red is a good movie. I love the song that's in it. I love the exaggerated style. And this is the thing with me. A lot of people, like, obviously, this is not the answer to Puss in Boots or Spider-Verse that, like, I feel like that we need, like, that we wanted. But what we got was super exaggerated. It was super fun. It had a different vibe from a lot of the casual stuff. It has a lot of, like, anime-esque like vibes to it. Like it has very exaggerated like characters, and I'm a sucker for web pandas. I love web pandas, they're cool. But on top of that, the story is pretty good. There is some contrivances with the story that I don't particularly like. Four Town with the bangers, yeah, I love me some Four Town. But I do think that this is a pretty good movie. Like, if you like, well, yo, we gotta watch a movie. What we watching? I will say Turning Red is a good watch. If Lolly is low, I'm gonna watch it. That's a banger. We'll get to the bangers when I get to them. We will get there when we get there. But Brave is the next one. Okay. Brave is okay. This definitely, I like the idea of Pixar doing a princess movie, because despite in like interviews and stuff with the early Pixar team, they did not want to do what Disney was trying to do. They wanted to be different. And at the same time, they still was different with Brave, personally. I think that they did not a brave enough boy for this. Oh boy. Oh boy, what happened to my music? Why did I get paused? What in the world? I don't know what ended up pausing on my Spotify, but anyway, I think, personally speaking, Brave is a pretty good movie. The plot kind of centers around this girl wanting a little bit more adventure in her life. She's kind of getting stuck doing, like, obviously the princess duties, and obviously it takes place in Scotland, which I'm part Scottish. I'm not going to pretend that that's going to be a reason why it's on the list, but Scotland forever. But yeah, I love, I think Brave is an okay movie. The only reason why it's not higher is just because it's just like an okay movie. Scotland forever! But yeah, I do think that, the character is pretty good. What are you doing in my slot? Gosh, I'm getting distracted by chat. I apologize. I'm losing my train of thought. I think what really sets it apart is that, like, the main character, yeah, she's a little bit of annoying, a little bit, but at the same time, like, you can relate to her problems a little bit. Yes, she kind of handles them in a different way than you and I may not do, but I do definitely, like, really like this movie, and I think it's pretty good. Sure, we'll do the Cars movies. I'll do 1, 2, and 3. 1, I think it's pretty good. I'm going to put that above Turning Red. I'll put that above Turning Red. Cars is pretty good, but Cars was never one of those movies that I wanted to watch just because, like, oh, I actually like kind of like that. Like, I like Cars. I think Cars is pretty cool. I like Cars in video games like the Need for Speed series, Midnight Club, Burnout. I like me by driving multiple mobiles, excuse me. But I always felt like whenever I got older, especially when the sequels came out, that's when I felt like, okay, Cars is no longer like a good series to me. The first one, in my opinion, was the only good one. Life is a highway, and I wanna ride it. But yeah, like, Cars is decent, I would like to say. Like, I would say it's good. It's above Turning Red for me. I like the characters enough, especially in the first movie. I think the first movie is the strongest one, because, like, everyone kind of has a character arc in it a little bit. Always Lightning McQueen kind of has a character arc, and I think it's just a fun movie to watch. Definitely a lot of quotable lines. The whole like, I don't want to be like one of those people that are like, oh, let's talk about the anatomy of Cars, because holy cow, I don't think analytically that to that level all the time. There is going to be a movie in here that I'm going to be almost completely analytical with. But the themes of Cars I really like. It's very nice themes. The music is really good. Actually, if you remember, ladies and gentlemen, I live streamed the Nintendo GameCube copy. I gotta make sure my camera is focused so chat Lois can see me. 1 second. I got this copy right here for $6, and I do have plans on covering this game again. It was a weird way I was playing it. I was using my I don't know, what is an analogy for my paperweight to play this game. So it wasn't my original GameCube, but I do want to give this game another shot. hopefully within Pixar month. Although I have next to no idea if I'm going to be able to get to every Pixar IP. But that's why I want to be able to do this type of stuff again next year if I do think about it, or if I want to do it later. Okay, we got a notification here. Did we get the boy? Playback audio transmit. What in the world? I have no idea what that was about. Let me go back to that stereo. Sorry, I didn't get a notification. Sorry, I got a notification, but I didn't. Understandable. Have a good day. Excuse me, sir. Do you have a minute to discuss the anatomy of Cars? Jeez. But yeah, then we get to Cars 2. This is the punching bag. This is literally the punching bag of the Pixar fandom. You go to any tier list, right? You go to any reviews. People dog on this movie a lot. And honestly speaking, I'm a part of the same boat. I don't think Cars 2 is a good movie. It's actually a pretty bad movie because it kind of just jumps the shock of the original. Because like, as much as I think Cars is kind of just like a little on the overrated side, I can still say it's a good movie. Cars 2 jumps the shock from like a grounded, like human-centric story to we're gonna have spy cars. We're gonna have like Mater be the main character, which I feel like when you give the side character the spotlight, it kind of just makes the character flounder a little bit. Like, in my personal opinion, like, there's not really a... Like, there are good examples of side characters getting, like, their own, like, time in the spotlight, and it works. Especially with, like, TV shows, because I can think of, like, Avatar: The Last Airbender doing that. Hello, Sky. Welcome on in. We are discussing some Pixar movies, so hopefully you sit down, get yourself a good drink, which I actually forgot to get myself some water, but I'll get myself some water here in a sec. You have some... I was going to say Dr. Pepper. Pepsi right there, and some Flamin' Hot Cheetos, so we be gaming gamers. Someone must have gotten to on the highway when making Cars 1. Or Cars 2. Yeah, I got you. But, yeah, when it comes down to Cars 2, I really don't know. I think it's bad. I don't think the whole story is good. I just think it's just a bad film. It just, I would say it's almost on the okay tier because, like, yeah, I feel like it gets unnecessarily hated. But the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, yeah, it's kind of just lame. There's not really much, like, substance. And that's the thing. I thought it was lame at, what does this movie come out? I gotta double check this. Cars 2. Cars 2 came out in... What's the release date? Was Wikipedia? Why is Wikipedia not... Okay, there it is. We gotta see this real quick. This was created in 2011. I was 10 years old at this point, and I was already having problems with all of it. I just thought it was not very much a good movie. But then we reach Cars 3. This goes into the great tier. I'll put that one low, Soul. Nice desktop wallpaper. Thank you so much, actually. To kind of sidetrack real quick. This is my wallpaper for my main desktop, and I actually really like it. But I actually forgot that Opera changes the background to your desktop background. I have to go into Chrome because I have some stuff saved on Chrome. Mostly when I make like my thumbnails and whatever. I was 13 when that movie came out, dude. Yeah, I was 10. Yeah, because it was 2001. I would have been 10. Yeah, I would have been 10. Yeah. But I legit, Cars 2 is just kind of like, it was not the movie I was expecting. Cars 3, on the other hand, this movie caught me off guard. I can recall, I think it was me and my best friend, good old Dan, shouts to them, and my brother Alex. We were all like vibing on the, oh, is that them? Oh, sweet, they're done now, so Okay, let me go see if I can bleed them in real quick. Okay. Feel free to okay. I am ready whenever. Wait, I cannot spell whenever, just save my life 1 second. Ever. There we go. Okay, let me go see if I can get him in. I don't want to keep them for too terribly long. They just got done streaming some Zelda, so we'll go make sure. The way I was 9 when it came out. Jeez, I'm old. But yeah, Cars 3, I personally liked a lot better than the first one, because the first one had a good groundwork. This should have been Cars 2, honestly. And I guess that's a thing in the Pixar fandom, is like, oh yes, this one's way better. But kind of going back to my story before I got a little distracted. So I was hanging out with some homies, right? And when I was hanging out with some homies, I think we were watching Naruto or something. Like, we were watching either Naruto or playing, like, I don't know, Battle Block Theater. One of the two things. And as we were like trying to like discuss like what to watch, my friend goes on his phone onto YouTube and he's all like, "Hey, they just announced a Cars 3 trailer," and I'm like, "What is this?" The trailer was like a minute long and it shows Lightning McQueen heckin' dying. Okay, we're gonna go get him real quick. Okay, we're gonna get Noah in here. We're gonna get homie Noah the Otter in here. Noah. Oh, I guess there we go. Join. Oh, 1 second. Join waiting, and I will grab ya. There we go. There you go. And then so when we get, I'll actually tell the story in full whenever we get Noah in here. Yes, we got the legendary Noah the Otter joining us. Gotta wait until he's ready. Alright, so he's gonna jump in a second. I should probably do it. Cars 3 and chill with the boys. Dude, that is a sentence. Let me see if this is gonna work. Hopefully it's gonna work. Okay, I think that's getting that in there. Let me double check OBS and see if we have any drop frames. We don't. Put the otter in a sock when he enters. What are you talking about, my guy? Let me go. I'm gonna pause my recording here and wait till he gets in. Here, let me go. I think yeah, because he just said that he's ready, so I was just gonna oh, okay. I think he's just making sure he got like everything all ready and stuff, and then he'll just jump in. Alright, no worries. We will get this going. Here. I'll just download this VOD and I'll just edit it that way, because I'm going to have to like do a little bit of editing in order for this to kind of flow a little bit more smoothly. But yeah, let me go like this. Let me go make sure it's not. There we go. No longer pinned, and then we can wait for Noah to pop in. My mouse disappeared. What in the world? There we go. Why did my mouse disappear? That scared me. Like, I was going over on OBS to go change something, and my mouse was just like, "Ayo, I'm out." There we go. Oh, are you in? Are you in, Mike? 1 second. Hey, Trouge and all. Okay, when we go. Oh, there we go. When we go grab him. There we go. We got Noah the Otter, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
How are you doing today? I'm doing good. We're staying safe. There's a tornado watch in my area, but we're all doing safe.
That's good.
Heck
you
yeah.
guys are safe at least. I remember you told me about that.
Yeah. How was Twilight Princess?
Good. I've never actually played it before. It's very interesting.
Heck yeah.
Different from the Zelda games I'm used to. I like it though.
Heck yeah, we're here for it. Noah's audios, what do you call it? I just bumped him up, so they should be good. I'm also gonna make sure.
Hello. Is that any better?
Can you sing the theme song to Powerpuff Girls?
No, I don't even remember the theme song. Funnily enough.
I don't even remember. And we got Luna here. Hello.
Hello, Luna.
Alright, so we're doing a Pixar tier. Oh, they left. Hello? Where'd you go?
Huh?
Oh, Discord reactive being updated.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Also, my internet could potentially be. No, it says I'm good on Flames, so I don't know. It's being a little weird.
So, Discord reactive updated to where it now shows when people are muted and stuff.
Ah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are doing a Pixar tier list. As you can tell from the share screen, we only kind of got started a little bit. I wanted to save some of the heavier, in quotation marks, movies to kind of talk about because I kind of got some of the newer stuff out of the way, that ones that I didn't really care that much about. Do you guys have any opinions on these movies I have so far?
Nope.
No, yeah, I would say actually you're pretty on the nose there. I would say, I kind of would put Cars 1 and 3 in the same category, but I guess that's fair.
I like the oh, I guess that explains why they're a little quiet. When I tried doing this.
My mic.
Yeah.
Or Noah.
I have my OBS.
Is this really all the Pixar movies? I don't know why this seems like a smaller list than I thought.
I thought
right?
I thought it was a little bit of a longer list, but let me go double check.
You know what would be interesting? If we did Disney and Pixar, maybe. Like animated Disney and Pixar.
I was thinking about that, Noah, but I want to still stay sane. Because
there's a lot of Disney stuff too.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a crap ton of Disney stuff out there, so but I do have plans on doing more Disney themed topics because I'm a giant Disney nerd. I mean I like a series where a guy goes to Disney worlds. I mean, I have some stake in Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Wait.
Let me know if you ever do a Disney one too. I would love to join in for that as well if we ever do that down the road.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
What's up, Luna?
How do I type? You can see the reactors, right?
I can't, unfortunately, because of the way I have it set up. Oh, there we go.
I was gonna say, this is what it does if you can see it whenever I mute.
Oh my gosh. It's just a giant red marker when you're muted.
Yeah, no, that's they have it set up now.
Huh.
That's pretty cool.
It does it with deafening too.
That's cool. Alright, so the next film we're going to be talking about, Noah, pick.
Bug's Life.
Bug's Life! Okay. So, I actually have a lot of history with this film. Would you guys like to hear it?
Sure.
Okay. So, me and Bug's Life goes back to when I was 2 or 3. I was a little bitty gamer. For some reason, I always loved Bug's Life as a kid. I always thought it was a fun movie. But the main reason I didn't watch it as much as a kid until I was like 11 or 12 was because the VHS tape had the short film Gary's Game on it. Do you remember what the short was?
No, I don't.
Okay, so it was the short film where the old guy was playing chess by himself, and he was just playing chess by himself, and then he faked a heart attack to cheat the chess game, and then ended up basically winning in the end.
I do remember this one, Jerry's Game, right?
Yeah, Jerry's Game. I think I said Gary's Game because I always read that as Gary for some reason.
No, that's fair. Also, it is cool they put that same guy in Toy Story 2 as the toy inspector.
Yeah. I'll actually bring up something funny about that when we get to the Toy Story series. But with that being said, I was scared to death. I have no idea on this earth why I was scared of that man, but I was just deadly scared of him, and I cannot tell you guys why.
I think the baby from the first Toy Story short, the tin toy, I think the baby's scarier.
Oh, yeah. But
he does not look good. He does not look good nowadays.
Yeah,
he really didn't when it came out either.
Yeah, I just wanted to come in and say hi and stuff. I'm gonna go back to another VC.
Okay, Luna.
And get ready for my stream.
You take care.
Yeah,
J Creative in chat. I'm sorry. J Creative in chat. Because old people are scary. That's not what I meant.
I mean, he's not wrong. They are. Let me look it up for Palpatine.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Old guy zappy zap.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's what Jerry became. That's a new Pixar theory. He became Emperor Palpatine. There we go. We can tie it into that weird Star Wars tangent we had before about Palpatine technically being Anakin's dad, which he is.
Yeah.
By the way, you like my new mic?
I do like it.
I do. It's very funny and helium-y.
I'm trying something new.
I gotcha. Well, if you need to head out, I much love, Luna. You stay safe.
Yeah, well.
Indeed. Take care, Luna.
You guys take care too. And also, it'd be really funny to actually have my mic set up to be like a inkling or an octoling.
Oh, so when you talk, it's just.
Pretty much.
It sounds like an Animal Crossing character with reverb. But yeah. Take care, Luna.
Okay. Yep, see you guys.
Alright, so A Bug's Life, kind of going back to that, as a movie itself, I personally really like it. It's kind of like that underdog story of a guy that's kind of known for making a lot of mistakes, yet he ends up basically being the hero at the end. I really do like the characters. I like basically the entire world being from the perspective of an ant. And actually, if you go and watch the behind the scenes of the movie, they actually went outside and got a camcorder and recorded actual nature stuff, and using an arm that they made out of Lego blocks to go and simulate what would a Lego look like at the size of an ant. And I thought the whole history behind it was really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool behind the scenes making of thing for it.
Yeah. But I truly do think it's one of Pixar's greatest movies. I personally believe it belongs in the timeless section. But
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I don't like that movie very much at all.
Oh, do you not? I
do not like Bug's Life pretty much at all. It's whenever I try to put it on, it is just so boring to me. It's just my opinion, but I would put it okay at best. That's just me.
Yeah, and
I don't like how I don't like how Flick kind of with his whole arc. He doesn't really have an arc. He kind of just lies to some bugs and then gets them to try to join his cause against the grasshoppers. It's just I don't really think that's really worth rooting for at all.
Yeah, I could definitely see what you're getting at there, but in my opinion, I feel like Flick is not necessarily the main character. Whenever I rewatched it, I watched this movie a lot growing up, and then even when I was in film school, I watched it, and I think that was the last time I ended up watching it, just because I've just been busy with YouTube and streaming and stuff like that to sit down and watch it. But the last time I watched it, I realized that I feel like it was I can't think of the small bug's name, unfortunately, the small ant, but Princess Anna. I think her is not Princess Anna. What's her name? Her daughter. I can't think of her name off the top of my head.
Dot or something?
Dot. Yes, Dot. Thank you. Yeah. I had it right there. I couldn't think of it. But
all good.
Yeah, Dot was definitely a character that wanted to kind of do a lot more and fly full lanes. And Flick was this crazy inventor that could do so many cool things, and she looked up to it. And whenever he was at his lowest point, she came in and brightened up the day, and basically it was used the same analogy of this is a walk. and I always thought that entire like relationship between those two was really good. And again, I think it's mostly nostalgia with this. I think it's the me getting over my fear of the old man, because that was a big thing for me as a kid, and I rewatched this movie over again until the VHS tape broke. Like, that's how much I loved it.
Interesting.
Yeah, and again, I don't expect a lot of people to like think it's like anything super crazy, but I love I still quote a lot of the lines to this day. It's not on the same stuff as like the other Pixar classics, but I think it's worthy of the spot timeless because of my nostalgia with it.
Nah, that's fair. To each their own, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Gotta do what you can do to save your fellow ants. Exactly.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, for me, I would put it at just okay, but it's your list, so
yeah, but
you can put that one there.
Yeah, the cool thing is about this thing is I want to hear other people's opinions on it, because again, I'm saving some of the spicier topics for near the end, because I'm going to be getting so like analytical when we get to some of the more crazier titles. Let's do last year's Elemental. God, the marketing for this movie was horrible. The marketing for this movie, at least how Disney was trying to advertise it, was so bad, and I did not have any faith in it at all.
Like saying the Earth guy had like Riz or whatever.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh yeah, it had Liz, and then like it's the off-cam like film footage of like a phone, just like, oh look at this character's on screen, despite we have no idea who this character is. Like why?
It was so bad, dude.
Yeah,
they did not think that through at all.
Yeah. However,
they deleted like 2 of their promoting like tweets for it because they were both awful.
Yeah. Now, I will say one of 3 things. This movie did have a Uno reverse card with me, because I did end up really, like, not playing at, like, great or anything like that, but I'm thinking either okay or good. Because I think the story is really good. Visually, it is stunning. People got 18 plus for the file rate. I don't even want to pretend to know what people are looking up with this movie, but oh
yeah, yeah, he's right.
But it's a movie that like I respect watching it, and I just think it had horrible marketing. Like, a lot of people say that like Treasure Planet, for example, was like a movie that not a lot of people at that time really got. I have a feeling that Elemental is going to be a similar situation, in my personal opinion. Like, most people are going to look back on it and like, was this really a bad movie, or did it just kind of come out at kind of a weird time for movies? So, I think I'm going to yeet that into the okay. Do you have anything to add to it, or do you just like, it's okay?
I haven't seen it, so I actually can't say anything on it.
Oh, really? That is an interesting movie. I haven't. I won't spoil anything about it. It's a simple story, but I feel like it's executed really well. And again, just one of my main things is that I don't really want to like animation and music are like the frosting, not the cake, when it comes to like movies in general. And so, despite it looking super beautiful, I think the story is a little bit more, like, on the samey side.
That makes sense.
Everything changed with the 5-mission attack. Did it start to do better after a while? It did have a little bit of resurgence after a while being in the theater, because I think Disney kept it in most theaters for a little bit longer, and it just so happened to like start making back a little bit of money, which is a good redemption arc. I like me some good redemption arcs, you know?
Yeah, it had legs, is what a lot of people have said about it.
Mm-hmm. But next up is Coco. I'm thinking either good or great for Coco, because I love the story.
I would say great, yeah.
Yeah, I love the story. I love the characters. I love, again, the idea of going into the land of the dead, and which, by the way, I don't remember the name. I think it was made by Sony, but did Sony do a movie that's similar to Coco, to my knowledge?
The Book of Life?
I think that's what it's called. I don't remember it at all.
Yeah. That wasn't so. Well, maybe that was Sony. I think it was. Yeah, let me look it up.
Alright, I was going to do this thing too.
No, technically it was Fox, so now that's owned by Disney.
Oh, really? That was a Fox-made project.
Yeah, that was actually one of the first movies that 20th Century Studios did for their animation branch. Because usually they just pass it off to Blue Sky, but they actually did that themselves for that one with their own animation branch.
That is interesting. I do feel like
such a weird movie. Like they had like a lot of big people in it too. Like Guillermo del Toro appears in it for some reason. Like even though he's a prominent director and really prestigious, and like Ice Cube is in there.
What?
It's such a weird movie.
What was
Channing
this?
Tatum.
Okay, we
Ron
got.
Perlman. Wait.
I gotta look this up. 1 second. The Book of Life. IMDb.
Yeah, like look at the Wikipedia article. That's what I'm looking at. It's so weird. The whole it's such a like a weird anomaly in animation. Yeah, like Ice Cube's in there, and all these just random people. Ron Perlman, you have like Hellboy in there for some reason.
Why is Danny Trejo in here?
Who directed Hellboy?
Why is Danny Trejo in here?
It's such a weird movie.
I don't even remember the general plot. Isn't it basically like Coco?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, Coco does it better, I would say. It's kinda like that, yeah. It takes a lot of like ideas, like from from the Day of the Dead and stuff. Yeah. A lot of Mexican mythology. A lot of it has to do with that.
Yeah, that's insane. But yeah, I do like
Grim Fandango does the same thing.
Oh, Grim Fandango, that game is something else. My dad really likes that game.
It's a great game.
But yeah, I really do like it. I like the music again. Whenever I play music, I really do love music, but that's not gonna really like put a major factor. But Coco is really driven by music, and I think all the music. Thank you, Jakey, for the power. But yeah, I think it's a good movie. I think you know what? I'll go play it as great. I'll play it great. It's a great movie. I think if anytime we play it down, we'll get. Also, you were deemed to hydrate. I forgot to go get a glass of water, so I will be right back. Noah, entertain the audience.
All right, sounds good.
Give me strength.
How are you all today? I'm a pretty boring otter, but I hope you're all doing well. I feel like
give me strength.
If Sans and Papyrus were in this movie, it would be 10 out of 10. They actually would fit into like Book of Life or what was the other one? Coco pretty well.
Give me strength.
We need an Undertale DLC with Coco characters and Book of Life characters. Toby Fox needs to get right on that. Absolutely. You're doing good? Glad to hear. Glad you're good.
Alright. What did I miss?
Welcome back. Talking about Undertale DLC for Coco and Book of Life.
Nani?
Sans and Papyrus.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, those Skelly boys, so that makes sense. Undertale and Coco will be fire. Yeah, I think that'll be kind of cool for like I've seen like people do like fan mashups of for art pieces and stuff, and so that'll actually be kind of cool. Like I've seen Lilo and Stitch and Pokemon do like a not an official crossover, but like a art crossover that someone made, and it's pretty cool. If I can find it, I'll show it. Oh, hey, here we go. The duology of the Finding series. Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. Nemo, I think it's good. I think it's a great movie. Actually, you know what? I'll go a step further and put it at timeless. I'll put that behind Bug's Life, though. But yeah,
I would say timeless too for that. I agree.
Yeah, it's a good film. It deals with it deals with like the whole parent dynamic very well. Parent not way listen to his son, someone's away. The prodigal son, I guess, is the right terminology to use. Yeah, I really do like the characters. The settings is crazy, and the fact that this is a film that's primarily set underwater, where most animation teams have like a hard time doing water, is pretty good, and it still looks really good. Like even today, like I still feel like that the visual style still looks pretty good, and the story is most important. The characters are really well told, and I feel like it handles disabilities very well, which kind of leads into Finding Dory. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's nice to see a movie that early on handled it as well as Finding Nemo did.
Yeah, and I think Finding Dory is next to it, honestly speaking. Like, I personally feel like those two kind of tackled the similar topic of, like, the disability type things, and they handle it really well. Like, obviously Dory has short-term memory, so she always forgets stuff, and the way that it handles, like, her character story in here feels a lot more natural, especially for a sequel. I want to emphasize especially for a sequel, as we'll soon get to the other movies. And honestly, yep. I do think that Marlin and Nemo are more side characters than anything like that. I don't think that their inclusion necessarily is a hindrance to the overall plot. I just think that it's kind of like a side quest, if you will.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And yeah, pretty good movies all together. And I do want to say, I do have a fun memory of Finding Dory. The first time I watched it, I was visiting my mom's cousin, and we were sitting down and watching it, and the entire scene with them driving the truck with the bunches of fishes, the entire room was laughing like crazy when that was happening the first time, and I was laughing so hard. Because I think at that point, that was like, what, 2016, 2017 when Finding Nemo came out? I'm trying to remember.
Yes. Finding Nemo came out in 2003. Finding Dory came out in 2016.
2016, yeah. There we go. Yeah, so, like, I was like, okay, like, animated movies, I was going in a little bit more knowledgeable of, like, how, like, script writing is, because I started, like, doing, like, schoolwork for that. And so I was like, okay, this is a pretty good movie. And then basically that entire like the last part of the third act was just, I was laughing my head off. I loved that entire thing. But
that's great, yeah.
Do you have anything to add to the Finding duology?
I don't think so. I think that's pretty good.
Okie dokie. Inside Out. I'm putting it in okay for two reasons. One, it's not a bad film by any stretch of the imagination. But two, I have small siblings, and they ran this movie to the ground. That's a thing that
yeah.
Oops, sorry. I didn't want to add it into like a low tier just because I have small siblings and not like taking away like obviously like the messaging of the story and everything. But just every time I think about Inside Out, I keep thinking of the 3 years of my siblings watching that on repeat. So yeah. Gosh, I don't know. I think it's a big fun concept. I liked a lot of the emotions. I think that will play funny. The overall story is pretty interesting, especially if you like dissect like the characters and everything like that. Like how like basically going to a new place, to a new school, the anxiety and the kind of the overwhelmness that some may have when they have to move from their home. It's a very beautiful story. But again, because of the amount of times I've watched that movie, is the only reason why it's in okay tier. If I didn't have that baggage, it would go straight into good tier, in my personal opinion.
That's fair.
Yeah. I was inside and out of the movie within seconds. Jeez, Ethan, you're a troll. But the Monsters duology, Monsters Inc. and University. I'm going to start with University because it's the prequel. I think it's pretty good. I haven't watched it in... Gosh, what was the last time I watched this movie? 2021? Maybe late 2020? I've only watched it whenever it came onto Disney Plus. And I remember that was the last time I watched it. And I want to say that was probably going into 2021 was the last time I watched it. Because me and the wall watched it. And I think it's a good analogy for people with autism, honestly. And I don't know if you've seen this too. I think you brought it up in a video before, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Yeah. And so I felt like you did, but I wasn't 100% sure. And again, you probably are a little bit more knowledgeable about it than me personally, because I can't necessarily describe my experience with autism because it's a little bit different from other people. But basically my like going into, especially I guess going into college officially and like actually living that like kind of life a little bit. Like, it was a trade school, it wasn't an official college, but still with the higher ups and the people that like think that they're more than what they are, basically, and like people thinking that you're friends and they're not, like kind of the entire story of Monsters University. I see myself as Mike Wazowski in it, and honestly, I left my last viewing of the movie still like being happy with it, and I think it's a perfect prequel, a really good prequel to Monsters Inc. Because yes, there are some retcons that they've added with some throwaway lines with Monsters Inc. that a lot of people are like, they ruined the canon! They said they met in the 2nd grade! I'm like, bro, you gotta chill for a little bit. That was a throwaway line that the wires threw in to kind of like, yeah. But maybe I'm one. I don't know. But yeah. And then we have the big boy, Monsters Inc.
I would say that's timeless, just right off the bat.
Yeah, right off the bat.
Smart, I'd say that's their most creative movie too. Like, the world building is just so cool. Like, who thought of that? Like monsters that live in your closets, like have their own society, and we're gonna build around the idea of monsters coming out of kids' closets, and they are scared of the kids because of propaganda, basically from a evil frat dude who wants to, you know, be greedy and be a business tycoon, because that's what it is. And their whole society is powered by screams. And like, there's just even like little things like the abominable snowman, you know, being like a legendary monster in the human world. It's because he was outcast from the actual monster world. It's just such a cool idea.
Yeah,
and there's so much to it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of ideas that you can do. Also, kind of putting on my behind-the-scenes cap once again, this was the first film not directed by the man who did the first 3 Toy Story films, the ill-fated John Lasseter. I want to say ill-fated because I'm not going to get into all the craziness of the news that came out of him. Well, this is not the type of stream for that. If you want more info, just look it up. But this is made by the now CEO of Pixar, Pete Docter. And watching interviews from back in the day, and like obviously like the Pixar Story documentary, talking about how he was nervous, kind of like keep the momentum going of, we only have 3 hits in a row. This is the 4th movie. Can it still be creatively like driven? And that's always something I always like admired about Pete Docter, is that he always tries to think, he has that like blue ocean view of his movies, and like he always thinks about like stuff outside the box that like is not necessarily like the same, like not necessarily like stuff you really think about. And I truly believe he did a fantastic job telling the story, having great characters. And just for kind of a side thing, the way that they handled the Monsters Inc. world in Kingdom Hearts 3, acting as a third, I guess technically a sequel to Monsters Inc., but also a third movie to Monsters University. You can you can fix that for how you will, but I genuinely think that they handled that world perfectly, because without getting into major spoilers of KH3, the fact of one of the main bad guys wants to use just like I forgot the way that they phrased it, because it's been a hot minute since I went through all of KH3. He wants to use like dark feelings or sad feelings to like basically like of children's screams in order to like basically create the unvoiced again. Super well made, in my opinion. Sorry, I'm going on for too long.
I really liked how they incorporated that, because it makes sense in a world like that.
Mm-hmm. And again, the kind of dropped the gun, the way that they handled the Kingdom Hearts story with Toy Story. I actually really love how they handled that as well, to kind of drop the gun a little bit. Alright, the next movie, Onward, Oshima. I'm going to put that in okay. Yeah, I'm going to put that in good. I think out of all the 2020 movies that have came out within the 4 years of this new decade, this was the most creative one, in my personal opinion. It's a fantasy world that like has modern day technology. I'm a sucker for that type of like that kind of mix of worlds. Also, this movie came out whenever I was way getting into Dungeons and Dragons, and the fact that I always thought of that too, like what if I'm playing D&D and we had like cell phones, for example, or if we had like modern day cars instead of just horses. And I always loved that idea for a movie, personally. And I think it's one of the best movies to come out within excuse me, within the 2020 decade so far. Again, we haven't finished this decade. There could be still good movies, there could still be meh movies. We already know that there's a couple of meh movies here and there, but But what do you think about it?
I would put that in that category too, honestly. And kind of, you said everything I need to say about Onward. Okay. I don't think there's much to say about it, but you didn't already say it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Mario and Spider-Man in the same movie. Yes, it does have good old Chris Pratt and Tom Holland. But honestly, I think they did a fantastic job in the roles. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good movie. I think it still had a lot of the same magic as some of the earlier movies. Obviously, it's not as strong of like a story. Actually, I think it's a pretty strong story now I think about it, because the main story is they're trying to find a way to bring back their dad, and that is something that like I feel like you would have been in that situation if you were put into that like situation in that fantasy world where there's an opportunity to bring back a loved one. And as someone who doesn't deal with loss pretty well, I think that this is a good movie to help others potentially cope with loss. And I think it's tied together with fun characters, a fun soundtrack, an amazing world in my opinion. And so I just think it belongs way in the middle, because honestly, I think that the story could have gotten a lot harder, but I just think it's a really good movie. I think it's just, if you want to put it on, if we're at a get together, I'm not gonna say much. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's perfect.
So Ratatouille. This is going timeless.
This is my favorite Pixar movie ever.
I'm putting it behind Monsters Inc. because I feel like I like Monsters Inc. a little more, but Ratatouille is still really good.
Yeah, I know.
I think it has honestly one of the best OSTs, one of the best soundtracks in a Pixar movie, aside from a couple others films. But it has one of the best soundtracks because it kind of puts you into the world of France and everything like that. That entire like vibe, it passed the vibe check, dare I say? The characters are way likable. The kind of the I think this is one of Pixar's most grounded movies. Like, out of everything else, this is very much a movie that can very well be told in live action, but the fact that they tell it in animation is just so beautiful. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Brad Bird did Ratatouille, right?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
And he did actually my 2 favorite Pixar movies.
Yeah, he did do Ratatouille and The Incredibles, which we'll get to The Incredibles duology here in a sec. We're almost there, folks. I have some stuff to say about the second movie. But Ratatouille, I always felt like it had such a creative idea of like, oh, we're going to have like rats learning how to cook. And the fact that they basically went out of the way to kind of show like how, like, I don't know how accurate it is, but it feels accurate of like people working in like fancy restaurants. Like the behind the scenes of working in a fast restaurant is something I always think it's a little bit more interesting. Especially now that I have a job and I'm actually working, I can kind of feel like the stresses of like a lot of the workers there. So I definitely think that definitely it hits me harder now than I did as a kid. But yeah, it's pretty good. Now, why is it your favorite movie, Noah?
Ratatouille is my favorite because of the allegory really it has from, like, it's basically about artists struggling in apprenticeship industries, I would say. Like, there's the cooking element too, and that's just such a unique thing, I think, for any movie to really be about, because there aren't really that many movies about cooking if you really think about it. That's like the only one that really has had any sort of real success.
Yeah.
If you really think about it.
Yeah, because I think most media, if it has to do with cooking, it's typically like TV shows, like stuff on the Food Network.
Oh yeah, it's usually just like a documentary or like a TV show. Like this is like a full like fictional story based around the world of cooking, and it totally embraces it. Like kind of like with finding or with Bugs Life, you know, them examining the grass with the camera. They actually went to a real French kitchen for Ratatouille and saw how they make the food, how they prepare it, how they all work together as like a unit to make it. And that's why it comes across so well in that movie, because they saw it done, you know, and they actually ended up doing that themselves, kind of get a feel for how it feels to do that. And that's kind of what I liked about old Pixar. They often like would get into the field to do research for their movies that they were doing. I completely
get
like Ratatouille just embraces that, but also it's just, like I said, it's an allegory for artists struggling at oppressive industries, because like rats and kitchens don't mix. Remy is a rat who wants to cook, so the obstacle and the arc for him is already there to begin with.
Yeah, and I think that it does tackle that way well. I didn't even think about this like artists and mixing industries like that. That is actually something that makes a lot of sense now that you bring it up. So yeah, I think
absolutely.
I think it's good. All right. Ready to get into the heavy topics. I'm going to quickly move this one next to that one just to kind of throw them all together. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into the heavy hitters. In terms of the heavy hitters, I mean the spiciest topics. Because now we have the Incredibles duology, the Pixar saga. I'm going to just say that. And then 2 very highly acclaimed films. So why don't we start with Incredibles, which I'm just going to immediately throw into here because of one scene in particular. I gotta look it up 1 second. There it is. This here, the 50-second, the 49-second clip that immediately made me fall in love with this movie whenever I first watched it as a kid. Can I play this without getting like DMCA'd? I don't think I can.
I don't know. I mean, it is Disney and Pixar. It's up to you.
It is. Okay.
How much you want to risk that?
Okay. You know what? We're just gonna listen to this right here.
Honey? What? Where's my super suit? What? Where is my super suit?
There we go. That's as much as you're gonna get. But
That's all you need. Like, the movie also just is really, really smart, and it takes like the fun elements of superheroes and kind of shows that, but also tells like a real impactful story using that idea.
Yeah.
I like Watchmen a little bit.
Yeah. Incredibles is just...
I don't know if you've ever read...
Oh, sorry?
Have you ever read Watchmen, Trouge?
I'm not terribly familiar. That's a comic book, right?
Yeah, Watchmen is a comic. It's cool because it takes like the idea of like the Cold War and stuff, and there's like superheroes living in the Cold War. And kind of like the Incredibles, they have to, go undercover at some point because they're basically being used as nuclear weapons, and because nobody can beat them. So they have to go undercover, then they end up resurging, kind of like the Incredibles. So you can definitely see like the connection between Watchmen and the Incredibles, I would say. I wouldn't be surprised if Brad Bird got all that inspiration for it from that.
Yeah. And
just much darker, obviously.
Yeah, it's a really heavy-handed Disney Pixar film. I think that one of the greatest things about The Incredibles is that it tackles, like you said, kind of like that mix of, okay, heroes are a thing, but they kind of have to go into the go underground because of legal stuff and because of the whole like human characters. Like, they're very human, they have all these powers, but they don't know exactly how to use it in the best way possible. And one of my favorite things one of my favorite ways that Brad Bird described how the characters are is the fact that, obviously, Elastigirl is the mom. She has to kind of stretch around, and, like, she has to kind of, like, make sure she does this and that, and so her entire power is, like, elasticity. Mr. Incredible is strong, but, like, he's not strong to, like, handle the everyday-to-day life. Dash is a little boy, but, like, he has this bunches of energy, but doesn't know how to control it. And Violet's your typical, like, stereotypical teenager that, like, wants to be noticed by people, but is shy to do so. And I think that they handled a lot of those types of topics way well in it. And again, I think that this is a movie that always makes me laugh. It always puts a smile on my face, but at the same time, always has it has that darker element, like you were saying. Like, it has like guns and everything, which you don't typically think of guns in an animated movie, but
yeah.
I mean, unless if you're Brad Bird again with the Iron Giant, or if you're like anime or something like that, not Western Disney movies. You don't really think about that type of stuff, but I digress.
No, yeah, Brad Bird was already pushing it to begin with, which is great.
Yeah, dude, I feel very sad because I will be referencing this when we get to Toy Story 4. But there is a YouTuber by the name of Gaming Magic 13 that's done multiple analytical videos on both Incredibles 2 and Toy Story 4. And they were kind of the sole reason why I wanted to even talk about Pixar a lot more, because he has the same passion as I do when it comes to these types of movies. And one of the things he said about Incredibles 2, before I throw it on the board, is the fact that I guess technically but he said that he doesn't believe that Brad Bird thought that this was his vision for Incredibles 2. This was a complete higher up thing, and unfortunately, because Toy Story 4 got pushed back to 2019 because of the allegations with John Lasseter, Incredibles 2 got bumped up, which meant that, like, he had to struggle to get something out the door in terms of his film, because Pixar is at least used to be a once a year film studio that wants to get a movie out every year, which is cool, but at the same time you gotta think that they're doing animation, they have to do a lot of writing. It's crazy. No, what the heck? I just looked at my chat.
I thought that would be a nice surprise for you.
Oh my gosh. That completely took me out of my conversation. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, and the Trixie emote like next to it makes it so much better.
That's pretty great.
But yeah, but what the film we got, I think it's okay. I don't think it's as bad as other people make it out to be. It has a crap ton of problems, but I don't think it's unsalvageable if Pixar decides to make a third movie and give Brad Bird, like, another shot at it. Because, generally speaking...
The thing is, though, Brad Bird actually left Disney.
Oh, did he actually?
And it's kind of what he did. It's kind of tied into what you said earlier about John Lasseter. Obviously, there's the whole thing with him. He's currently the leader of Skydance Media for Apple TV now.
Yeah.
So despite, you know, his problems, he's actually been able to connect with a lot of people he just knows in the animation industry, because he's like he made Pixar. He's such an influential figure. So he signed Brad Bird over for an exclusive deal at Apple. I think some directors for like Disney, he did the same thing for, like the director of like what was it, Zootopia or something. He signed him over there. Director of Big Hero 6, a lot of like those big Disney movies from the early 2010s. They're all working for Skydance now.
That's insane.
It's really interesting.
That's insane. Yeah, well, now I don't want to say it's a bad movie, because again, if someone as creative as Brad Bird were to pick up The Incredibles name and do a third movie, I think you can still salvage from what is there. I don't like, and like, again, I think it's the same story as Incredibles 1, but just lesser when you think about it. Because, like, again, superheroes are illegal, kind of despite the fact that Incredibles ends with superheroes soft conforming to be basically back in the spotlight. And I'm like, they could have definitely handled the Undermire a bit more. I think that was a video game. I remember seeing advertisements for it back in the day, but it basically acted like a second Incredibles movie.
Oh yeah, Rise of the Underminer. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like, I didn't end up picking up that game, unfortunately, so that's kind of why for this month, I'm not going to be playing it, but...
It's not really that good of a game anyway. You're not missing much. The original Incredibles game is actually pretty good for what it is.
Oh, so
Disney games can be good. Depends.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing with licensed games. You're going to it's a fun grab bag, because you can either get a Bakugan Battle Brawlers, or you can get Rise of the Undermire, like you said. It's that way good. But like, you can get...
Well, it's not even that bad. Like, it's just kind of it's just way too samey. It is kind of bad, I guess. Just mediocre.
Yeah.
Like the Shark Tale game, that is really bad. That is hot garbage right there. And I've played a lot of licensed games, as you know, on stream, but I've made sure to play the good ones, like Tron Evolution or DuckTales Remastered, or anything except for the Shark Tale game or whatever. Toy Story 3 is fantastic.
So,
one of the best ones.
So how much money do I have to pay you to stream Shark Tale?
You couldn't pay me enough. I'm not streaming. Never. No way.
Oh my gosh. That'd be funny though. If you're like, hey, I wanna pay like...
Funny for you guys, maybe not for me though.
Hey, I would stream alongside you. There is a
oh, that is an awful game. You don't want to stream it, believe me. You don't want that.
There is still a Disney game, now we're going on the topic of that I still haven't yet to play, just because I've been busy with a lot of stuff, and I've only dabbled like 4 minutes into it, and that's the Chicken Little game. I want to be able to cover that at some point this year.
That is... oh god. That one's actually not too bad. It's better than the Shark Tale game, but that's not really saying much.
Dude, I played it, and that control is slippery as butter. Like, a lot of people were complaining that Mario Sunshine was slippery, but to play Chicken Little on the GameCube and Xbox, like, that entire time you're trying to, like, run and platform, and he's, like, slipping around like he has butter underneath his feet. But... yeah, Incredibles 2,
That's fair,
okay
yeah.
movie. Now we get to some of
Yeah.
the bangers. We got 3 bangers right here. I'm just gonna say it. Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to do it like that. 1, 3, and 2. That's my personal opinion. I'm going to talk about these
They're
films.
all absolutely timeless.
I am going to
Which
talk
one
about
is your favorite, if I can ask?
the first one. That's what I was about to say. The first one and the third
my
one.
bad.
No, you're good. The second one has the scene in it with Jerry from Jerry's Game. And Lil Trouge did not like that.
Oh, yeah.
Lil Trouge is all like, "What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here."
Go back and play chess some more with yourself.
Yeah, go play chess with your Shadow Clone Jitsu and leave Woody alone. But
Back to your bipolar fever dream of you playing chess for some reason. Really weird.
but no, but that aside, I just like the story of Toy Story 1 a little bit more than 2. 2 is a good movie. I don't think don't think too hard about the placements. I think all 3 of these movies are really great in their own right. I just personally really like the first one just because it has a lot of scenes and quotes that I still quote to this day. And even if you were here, I think it was the last stream I did, I added this to the soundboard. 1 second, I added this to our soundboard.
What? What are you talking about?
So
the first Toy Story is a very, very quotable movie. It's great.
Yes. And I think it definitely handles Toy Story 4's plot a lot better than Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
I'm saving it. I'm saving it. We're almost there. I want to tell into it. You are a toy, says Ethan in chat. I mean, I could be a toy if I wanted to. I have to go get my PNG I made by Infinity of me as a Lego figure. So I could very well be a toy. But yeah, I really do like the messages of Toy Story. I think the character arcs that they go through are very well made. I think the entire 3 movies just made me feel something. And again, I bring up Gaming Magic's video because his analysis made me realize how much I love this universe of toys. And just definitely the ending of Toy Story 3, as memeable as it is, it honestly made me feel sad. It made me feel like I don't know how to feel about this, and I honestly did shed multiple tears watching these movies, especially now as I'm a little bit older.
It's always weird seeing Toy Story 3, like, the ending get memed, because it is actually a really impactful ending, and it is, like Andy passing the torch to Bonnie, basically.
Yeah.
It's always weird, because, like, so long partner, that's kind of a meme a little bit. Like, I've seen that go around a few times with Woody saying that. He uses, like, a reaction gif sometimes, but it is just, like, the ending to me. That's what the end of Toy Story was.
Yeah.
I would say.
Funny enough, I don't remember the content creator that said it, but I remember hearing someone say that Toy Story 2 has no shade to 3. But Toy Story 2 had a way better ending with Woody saying, "When it all ends, I will be with you for infinity beyond." And I'm like, that ending, I could definitely see that being a good ending. But the fact of just ending it with a trilogy, and a good one at that is just so good. Let me catch up here on chat real quick. I think the toys...
I agree with what Ethan said, but I think Sid already attested to that. That's why Sid is a garbage man in Toy Story 3. He reforms.
Yeah. That's his end game, is that he got so freaked out by a toy coming to life. And
He decided to save all the toys.
They never did that again. And a part of me kind of wished that they did a little bit, because just that, like, someone would have been like, "Oh, toys can come to life now. The simulation's crumbling." But I saw someone edited the Toy Story 3 cut off of the incinerator part while the credit ends. No, that's... I both love and hate when people do that.
Just end up burning to death? That's so dark.
I both love when both love and hate when people do that. Like, they will take, like, a scene where a character's about to die, and then just throw credits up on the screen, and you're like, wait, what?
Well, the thing is, I think when people saw that in theaters, they thought they were gonna die. They thought that was gonna be it.
I didn't watch that. I didn't watch it in the theaters. I watched it on Blu-ray to begin with. But at that time, we had the lights down. We had this giant TV at the time. And so it was like I was in the theater. But even so, I was like, oh crap, they're going to kill him. They're going to kill him. They're going to die. Dude, that music, though, always gets me. Again, the music of the trilogy is really great. Now...
All I will say is womp womp.
Womp womp. Now we get to the king of bad.
The two bad ones.
I want to say something about Lightyear, but I won't. If you complain about, and I know that this isn't your complaint, Noah, but if anyone's complaint with Lightyear is because of the one scene that the two people get married and had a kid, get off the page. You're not welcome here. We love everyone, and that's not a reason to hate a movie. Yes, if you don't like it, that's fine, but just don't be a jerk about it. That's my whole entire thing with Lightyear. On the other hand, you want to talk about something that's actually bad. Talk about characters' assassinations up the wazoo with this movie. Inverted messages to give to kids with disabilities of all calibers.
Wait.
A character that breaks
was that in the movie? I don't remember that. When did they do that?
I will explain here shortly. But
okay.
I'm sorry. And the fact of the matter of what's the word? Creating a spork, which you can make the arguments all you want that it's like her imagination or Bonnie's some type of deity, but I feel like that was never a part of the original vision of the original Wires, is bring like that animate object to life. Like, they brought together toys because that's just the way this universe worked. Crafting your own toy out of a fork, a spork, I guess. I get it, but it's not. Gosh dang it, I just don't like the way that this story is. And the fact that it very much spits in the face of Toy Story 3. Like, just so much. Like, they've really had no reason to have him leave and kind of, again, assassinate his character. And Jesse's character, too. Like, they don't have it on the tier list, but the shorts explain, like, how Jessie got over her fear of being in a box. Again, Gaming Magic's videos go over, like, the entire, like, here. I won't play the video because he does have a supercut that's 6 hours long, and it explains everything in better detail than I can. But, yeah. And then the messages, kind of going back to what, trying to answer what Noah said. The messages is that they kind of imply that if you have a disability, you need to fix it for people to love you. That is kind of the main character, the main villain of Toy Story 4. The doll thing that wants Woody's, like, box.
Oh, I didn't think about that, actually.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's so, like, against what the original messages was. Also, again, behind the scenes stuff, the creator of Toy Story 4 actually goes on record to... Oh, sorry?
Sorry, something came up, Trouge. I have to go, actually.
Okay, no problem. I will see you later,
No
man.
worries.
Thank you again for joining me.
No worries. Have a good day.
Dude, problem. You take care, man. So kind of going on with this, Toy Story 4, it's just a mess. It's just a mess of a film. You know what? I think I will look up Gaming Magic's video on it. One second. Gaming Magic 13. I'm going to go quickly before I forget. I am going to actually kind of just end the Discord call just to make sure I can work a little bit better. Let me go quickly. Was Discord? There we go. I will go quickly. Oh, I got tagged in Sock honor. Oh no. That is beautiful. That is beautiful, Tenwick. Oh my gosh. I got tagged in Vibbin. 1 second. Let me go. Misahu. Misa Mouse. But let me go quickly. What was I going? Oh yeah, I was going to go into DMs real quick, and then I could send the video to Noah. Let me go quickly right here. Let me go get this right here. I'm going to just copy this and paste it to him. Toy Story 4, I remember more from Kung Fu Panda 4 than they're both on mid. I've never watched Kung Fu Panda 4. I hear mixed things about it though. Like, some people really liked it and other people really hate it. Maybe it's a Final Fantasy 15 situation. Let me just go quickly. This was the video I was talking about. Smiley. But yeah, so let me go kind of just play a reason why this movie sucked. And again, I'm going to let him explain it because he can do it so much better. I'm trying to see where... Is it in? Does he explain it here? I'm trying to remember where he explains it. Midnight runs by his inner voice. I think might be the quote. So this is actually a long video, but I'm going to kind of play it to kind of give context a little bit to why.
And we're in the middle of nowhere as Bonnie starts to fall asleep while still firmly holding onto Forfix so he can't escape her grasp. Woody is keeping a close eye on him as always, but is clearly struggling to keep himself awake. Buzz notices his narcolepsy and decides it's finally time for him to do something about it. He did bugger all throughout the earlier montage, but now all of a sudden he wants to re-offer his help to Woody. Awesome. He then does this weird rolling thing.
Okay, I gotta fast forward a little bit so I can get to that spot where he talks about...
right now. Unless this dead... What? Don't try to appear.
1 second, I gotta try to find... I'm trying to find the... trying to find the clip where he talks about the whole entire situation. Let me go like this.
I genuinely have absolutely no idea what he's trying to say here. Are you trying to say that being a toy was never this hard? Because I don't know if you remember...
Nope, never mind. I gotta fast forward it a little more. Again, this is a 6-hour video.
Kidding me? Oh, is it because you would lose and there's something of finally lifter. Buzz no franchise. Okay, airheaded moron. Coolly? This is a genuine response.
Okay, so here's the video. 1 second, right here. 1 second. He's going to explain it a lot better than I can. Let me go quickly full screen this real quick. And this is what I'm talking about when I say character assassination. Because when you win a character like Buzz Lightyear and make him go against everything he believes in, this is a great like take. If you feature writers, if you write fan fiction, if you write video scripts, if you write anything in general, take notes from these couple of minutes. Please and thank you.
Lightyear is not a moron. He is by no means a stupid character. Stop portraying him as some airheaded buffoon. I better not see any more of this garbage later in this film, I swear to God. Buzz knows what a conscience is. He has made intelligent decisions before throughout every single installment in this franchise. There is no way in the world he wouldn't have any idea what a person's inner voice is, nor would he be stupid enough to interpret this concept as your voice box. Coolly, listen to me, you absolute clownfish. Buzz has used his buttons before. He knows what they do. Remember that whole diatribe that I gave earlier about how masterfully that
Oh, there it is. Okay, that's the scene I was looking for. I apologize.
Mature story about suicidal thoughts. You were at the perfect animation studio to do it. But no, you didn't want to do that because you aren't emotionally mature enough to watch Blue's Clues.
Again, I want to quickly say, the way that he video edits is perfect. And so
throughout the entirety of this development, because it might actually is a complete and utter joke to watch unfold on screen. And I can think of no better way to illustrate this than by drawing the comparison to Buzz Lightyear's journey in the first movie. Or more specifically, the scene where he discovers that he is actually a toy. Buzz has spent the entire movie up until this point believing that he's meant for something greater in his life. He is a space ranger. He's the one who's going to save the galaxy from the evil Emperor Zurg, until he sees a commercial for a Buzz Lightyear action figure. perfectly replicating every action he's taken throughout the film as if he were just one of a million buzzes on an assembly line, even going so far as to explicitly refer to him as nothing more than a toy, a flightless toy, no less. He stares in silence and disbelief as he watches his entire world come crumbling down around him, and then all he can do is walk away. He has shut out his surroundings. He's stopped thinking about Woody, about Sid, about Andy, about everything. It's all his brain can do to work overtime to try in desperation to process the bombshell that has just been dropped onto him.
Also, this is all done with no words. You have the emotional music playing, but there's no words happening to hammer in just the thought of, oh, what's going on? And it's that moment where you feel like your entire reality is just getting destroyed.
Everything he ever knew.
This is really well
There
illustrated.
is no Gamma Quadrant of Sector 4. There is no Universe Protection Unit of the Space Ranger Corps. There is no Galactic Alliance. And there is no evil Emperor Zurg. He doesn't have a real laser cannon. He doesn't have a communicator linked to Star Command. And he can't fly. He's forced to stand longingly at the railing of the stairs, looking out the window as he sees birds flying through the sky, doing the thing that he always thought he could but has now realized will forever be beyond his reach. But no.
It cannot be true.
He refuses to believe it. He won't accept the slanderous lies.
Again, the line music hits it perfectly. And that's how you add the attention to the
prove
scene.
to the world once and for all that he can fly if he wants to. He deploys his wings, takes in one last breath of confidence, staring towards the window with the same resolve and conviction when he last stood atop Andy's bedpost, ready to soar like a bird in the sky, and declares that he's ready to fly
to infinity and beyond. He flies off, and he
only to
can't.
feel that mountain of determination suddenly drain entirely from his face as he falls from grace, his last spark of hope growing further and further away, finally crashing down on the stairs, tumbling to the floor below, and upon recovering from the shock of the fall, he looks up to see that his arm has been entirely dislocated, a piece of him ripped from his body from the impact. But there's no torn limbs, no blood, no anything that you'd see in a normal human. All he sees is a mechanical limb, designed in a factory to be seamlessly attached, and reality finally sinks in.
Even I fall in my
he's
dreams.
nothing more than a toy,
Jeez.
and that he will go sailing no more. And this results in Buzz descending into an identity crisis, where he no longer realizes what the point of being alive even is anymore, adamantly declaring that he can't help anyone, that there's no difference between him being at Andy's house or Sid's house because he's just a stupid little insignificant toy, until Woody speaks from his heart about the joys you can bring to the people around you, even if you are just an insignificant toy, and he sees Woody slumped over, all the energy drained from his face, thinking about the inevitability of their fate at the hands of Sid, that he may never get the chance to see Andy ever again so long as they're trapped here, and that thought has completely wrecked him. It's not until this happens that he understands the importance of toys in the world, realizing the power of the two-way relationship that they have with their owners and how they need each other more than anything. Seeing his friend with whom
Also, yes, that late 90s animated face, bro. Holy cow, that has aged like milk, but still, you have that. Let's see, this is the thing with like early Pixar, right? And I'm sorry to like pause it. I don't really want to pause it because I want him to go off and talking about this entire like motivation behind Woody, behind Buzz, excuse me, and behind like the way that it handles its serious topics. But the fact that this movie came out in 1995 when animation was just barely getting off the ground still has a lot of heart and a lot of soul compared to modern day Pixar, where most of the time they kind of just feel very samey. You don't have the same impact of handling darker topics, which Pixar clearly shown in the past that they can definitely tackle, and they knocked this out in the first film.
On the course of their adventure, depressed and dejected, is the wake-up call he needs to finally snap him back to reality, giving him the confidence boost he needs to triumphantly declare that there's a kid over in that house who needs them. And so the two work together to escape Sid's house, battle the demonic Scud, catch up to Andy's moving van, and soar off as a team
to infinity and beyond. It's just a beautiful scene after everything. And I will say this right now, watching this for the very first time, this 6-hour supercut of this video, I cried. I legit felt everything. I felt like I was a teenager again, studying this for film school, or like from like film while I was in high school, taking film classes. Like, I felt so impacted by the way that this movie is written, from the characters to the heart to the soul that they've put into this character in the first film. Definitely makes the first movie good.
These scenes from the movie itself, there's something here that every audience member can take away from Buzz's journey. Because similar to the way that Buzz is just a toy, we're all just people. The world doesn't revolve around any of us individually. We're all just one small cog in a massive machine doing our part in the world. None of us are particularly special in that regard on a massive scale, but that doesn't make us any less special to the people around us. It doesn't mean life is meaningless just because you're one out of almost 8 billion people on the planet. You can make a difference in the lives of the people around you. You can brighten their days with the simplest of gestures. Even just the fact that you exist at all can be enough to lift someone's spirits if they see you. And you don't have to be a space ranger to do it. All you have to be is who you are. It's a beautiful message.
This is one of the main reasons why I wanted to do a Pixar tier list. Not just because of the amazing films in the timeless category and in the great category, the good category, because all these films, Incredibles 2 even, like, they handle topics that are very well made to the point of, like, despite everything, they know how to get a good story across. They know very well how to handle certain topics. They know how to tell a story pretty good. And even in the weaker films, in terms of the okay tier up, they've nailed that out of the park, and that's something I wanted to get away with it. Toy Story 4 does not make it on this list. Does not make it on the timeless list. Doesn't make it on the great list. Doesn't make it on the good list or the okay list, because it does none of that. The way that they handle a lot of the topics, a lot of the themes are just bad. Character assassinations of the main 3 characters of the first 3 Toy Story films. The new characters honestly are pretty fun to watch, other than Bo Peep, which that's kind of the main selling point with Toy Story 4, is that Bo Peep is back, and she's way different than anything else. And that is both in a good sense and a bad sense. You can make a character be super action-oriented, but the way that they handle Bo Peep in Toy Story 4 is toxic at the very worst and just annoying at the best. And I just never really liked how this movie came out. I left the theater in 2019. I watched this one in theaters, by the way. My grandma went and took our family to go see it. And I left the theater just feeling nothing. I felt nothing. I didn't feel sad or angry. I just was like, this was okay. And then, like, I started thinking about it more and more. And then that video popped up. Also, shoutouts to Miles in the Knothole server. Shoutouts to good old Miles for putting me onto him to begin with, because they did a fantastic job. My thing is buffering. Okay, good. My own, it's fine. Okay, I got scared. I got big boy scared for a second. I'm sorry. I should probably wrap this up a little bit, but Lightyear. Bad. It goes underneath there. Lightyear is such a... They broke their own lore. They broke the lore of meat sandwich. Such stupid writing. Well, there's the from the writing to the story itself to the continuity errors, and just the pacing of the movie is just bad. And similar to Good Dinosaur, it's a really played, like, you know, I'll do this. I'll put behind Lightyear, because behind Good Dinosaur, because Good Dinosaur didn't end up like destroying like freaking their entire universe. Good Dinosaur is just a boring movie, and a boring movie to me is a bad movie. But Lightyear is on a completely other level when it comes to it. I despise Lightyear. I don't think it despises the right word, but like, it's a movie that the more I think about it, the more I get upset with. Similar to Toy Story 4, they kind of just ruined the Toy Story brand a little bit. They need a Final Fantasy 14 moment. They need a moment where they're like, okay, we can see that there's been damage here. Let's try to fix it with Toy Story 5. This is what I'm praying for. Don't destroy this franchise. You made 3 banger films. If this 5th film is going to be anything like the last 2 Toy Story films, man, I have no faith in modern day Pixar. But let's end with some movies that make me a fan to begin with. And these rightfully so go into the timeless category. I'm putting up next to Finding Nemo, and I'm putting WALL-E next to Ratatouille. And I think that's my tier list altogether. Let's start with Up. Up is a really good, again, similar to Ratatouille, a good human-centric movie with a crazy story. A crazy wild adventure of an old man not wanting to retire yet until he goes and sees the one place he wanted to see. And the shenanigans that ensue are super well good. Of course, everyone likes to bring up the opening to Up, and I think opening to Up is really well made. Again, using music to tell a story with no words is super powerful to me. I do really think that that's super good. Music is not the sole thing to make a good movie, but it's how you add that to the movie. Obviously, you can tell stories with no words, and I really admire that. Heck, one of my favorite films growing up was Fantasia 2000, a movie primarily used to show what people think of when they hear different types of music. And it's just so well told, in my opinion. And the Up is kind of similar, where it has a lot of like slowed down moments, a lot of human-centric moments. The character of gosh, I can't think of his name. I always called him Backpack Kid when I was a kid because he always had a backpack. I can't think of his name. Gosh, what is his name? I have to look this up. 1 second. Up characters. There we go. Russell! I don't know why I was blanking so hard on it, but I guess it's because I'm getting tired. Russell was such a good character and a good bright light for Carl, and I think it definitely adds to his character. Up definitely went up. But, yes, I fully think that Up is a good movie. The Wii game, that's a different story. But, Up is still a really solid game, solid title in Pixar's lineup. And again, was made by Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc. creator. Summons Kevin out of nowhere. Dude, Kevin's just a dork and I love him. But yeah, so, then we get to WALL-E. WALL-E is how you do a silent film right, and I think that it kind of brings you out of this world and into the world of WALL-E, where Earth basically got unlivable, so they're now living in space. Gosh, it's almost parallel to IOL at some points, but I think that the storytelling of WALL-E is super good. The love story between WALL-E and Eve is super well done, in my opinion. The characters are just so likable. The human characters are good. I saw someone made an actual WALL-E moving robot. That's insane. But, yeah, I just think it's a really good movie, and I think its uses of music is, again, super powerful. And again, I just think it's a really, really timeless film that I don't think will be going away anytime soon. So, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We did all of the Pixar tier list. I am going to quickly save this real quick, just so I can go show it on the socials of medias. But yes, this is my Pixar tier list. I had a lot to say. I have no idea if I'm actually going to be able to make this into a full supercut video, but I will probably upload this as a VOD because we did have a good time, and I did get to have good conversations with Noah Diata. Please go one up Noah Diata, by the way. I'm going to go quickly give Noah a shout out here, if I can remember how to shout out people on Twitch. If I can spell. Shout out Noah the Otter. Boom. Go follow Noah the Otter. They play a lot of retro video games. They're a big fan of animation. And definitely a good soul to be around. So yeah, again, please tell me what you guys think of yours. Now I want you to make a DreamWorks tier list. I will add that to the list of stuff to do. Because I do want to do a lot of like movie tier lists and stuff like that. Because again, covering movie topics online is a little bit harder because of like copyright and everything, but I would be completely down to do a DreamWorks tier list in the future. But let me go up here real quick. We're going to see who all is live right now, and we're going to wade into them because I think hopefully Trixie is still live because I do want to see how much to do with how long they're going to be playing for, because I think that they were just doing a smaller end stream. Yeah, they were just doing a smaller end stream. So we're going to be wading into who we got here. We're gonna be wading into you know what, we're gonna be wading into our local friend of the channel, Pierre the Pachyderm. They're playing Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country is a fun game. We've streamed that one here on the channel, and so if you guys liked Donkey Kong Country, please go run them up. And as we get done with the raid, I'm going to go to the end card here. I gotta make sure to switch this as always because I'm a lazy boy at times. So tomorrow we have no stream because I have work. But after that, on Wednesday, we are going to be playing Toy Story. And throughout this month, I am going to be finishing The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, just so we can finish off the Zelda games and then get prepared for another big, meaty adventure. So thank you guys so very much for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic night or day. And as always, keep gaming.